tools or techniques can be used to improve the effectiveness of retrospectives. Well, if you're running retrospectives, if you've been on training about Scrum, about Agile, maybe as a Scrum Master, you'll have definitely talked about the purpose of a retro, that continuous improvement cadence that we want to build into all of our ways of working, harking back to that 12th principle of the Agile Manifesto. And as part of it, whenever I'm teaching it, people ask for tools. They want to know what online tools I use, what apps I use, whatever. And I'll be honest, none of them are going to help you. Hi, my name's John McFadden. I'm a managing partner with Agile Centre. I'm a certified Scrum trainer with Scrum Alliance, and I've been in the Agile and Scrum community for over 20 years now. None of them are going to help you. I can recommend loads, but if you're looking for them to make you better, you've missed the point. A retrospective is a meeting where people come together and they're looking for ways to improve. Okay? If you can't get that bit of it working, okay, the tool isn't going to matter. It isn't going to make any difference. So maybe you want to go and look at the murals and the Miros of the world that have got templates and allow you to do things. Great. But can you facilitate a useful, effective retro without them? All right? Back in the day when I started, it was all done in person. So we didn't have to worry about that stuff. It was Post-its, flip charts, sticky tape, dots. I had a big bag full of facilitation supplies. And we didn't have to worry about this. Okay? It was all about how do we make it work. So it was the techniques that we employed. And I would recommend very strongly that you get good at those and then make the tools do what you want. Don't fall into the trap of trying to find a tool that will do the work for you, because it can't. It's not going to be any good at it. It's going to give you a bland, ineffective retro. So instead, what I want you to do is start thinking about the people. How do we get them to come together? How do we get them to join in? Esther Darby and Dana Larson's book, Agile Retrospectives, second edition has just come out. So if you got the first, have a look at the second. If you haven't got the first, have a look at the second. Is a brilliant starting place. It gives you a very simple framework, 5 steps to work through. Step 1 is set the scene, get people in, get them talking, use some simple exercises to get people engaged, to get them thinking about what's happened and where they could be going next. They can be fun, absolutely fine. But what they really need to do is hook the people in, get them engaged and talking so that they continue to do so across the whole retro. So now that we've got them engaged, we're going to start gathering data. So step 2 is gather data. We've got some stuff. You might have velocity, capacity, bugs, what you got released, what you got done, whatever it is. Great, bring it into the sprint. And developers and product owners are likewise invited to do so. But most of what's happened has happened in people's heads. It's in conversations between each other. It's in realizing stuff that maybe they didn't share. So we need to use techniques that allow people to get that out. So we tend to use brainstorming type tools that let people put down whatever it is they're thinking with a structure or without. It doesn't really matter. But what you want to do is get all of that information out of people's brains and onto a page so that everybody can see it and everybody can discuss it. So that's what generating data is about, gathering data, sorry. Step 3 is generate insights. Generating insights is then looking at all that data, all the stuff that's come out of the developers' heads, out of the product owners' heads, maybe you as a Scrum Master have also added, okay? And whatever artifacts and data has come in to the retro from the sprint itself and maybe wider. What does it tell you? What are the patterns? What are the trends? Are we seeing a lot of stuff about communication? Are we seeing something about our technology or our tooling? Okay, well, what are we seeing? Where are the things that are interesting to talk about? Is it just one lonely post-it? In which case, if it's not a really important post-it, maybe that's not a topic to take forwards. But if everybody's mentioned something around Teams communication, that is. So where are the insights? What are the patterns? What are the trends that you as a team can see? And then decide what to do. So stage 4, decide what to do. What are you going to do about it? What improvement are you going to take in to the next sprint maybe to help you improve? How are you as a team going to try and harness that insight to be better at what you do for a living? So there might be concrete actions, there may be very quick actions, there may be more in-depth research and analysis and things. I don't know, it depends retro to retro. But as a team, you need to agree that this is a sensible thing to try out. It's not a guaranteed win, but a smart group of people have just said, this is an area we have a problem in. We think that doing this will help us run the experiment. You're going to find out whether or not it's right only by doing it. So give it a go. It was worthwhile because you as a team considered it. Okay? So decide what to do. I'm a big fan of looking at it through the experimental lens. So thinking about what is the hypothesis? How do we test that hypothesis? And what do we measure? How do we know that this is working for us? Is it that the team engagement's improving? Is it that the defect rate is coming down? Whatever it is that you're trying to solve for, how do you measure that? How do you know that you're working better, being better as a team? And then stage 5, closing the retrospective, taking time out to think about how do we improve this retro? How was it for people? How can you as a facilitator do better next time? And this is one to harness. It's one that I've seen many Scrum Masters and Agile coaches over the years skip over because, I don't know, maybe they're scared of feedback, maybe they're in a rush. There's lots of reasons, but none of them are really going to be good because the retro is about the team being better. Closing the retro out properly is about us as facilitators serving the team better. It's about us being better. So take that opportunity for feedback. What did people like? What did they maybe dislike? And I found in my career that developers are very quick to tell you the stuff that they don't like about the retro. Okay, you can take it in and you can shape other ones going forwards. So the most effective technique I've come across is that very simple 5 stages. And inside that, you can slot in lots and lots of different exercises. You can create your own flow, work your way through it and think, yeah, this naturally leads to that, which naturally leads to that, which naturally leads to that. Okay. Getting a good handle on that, getting a good repertoire of exercises, knowing how to load them up, how to get people into and out of them effectively will make you a better retrospective facilitator. Okay. If you then want to use a mural or a Miro or something like that, great, do it. Okay. They're really useful in a digital age. They're really useful in a distributed team situation. You're not going to have flip charts on a wall. You're going to be using some sort of digital boards. But have your own tools and techniques ready to play into them, and then make those tools, the digital tools in particular, work for you.